Hey everybody, this is Uncle Rob, and I'm sitting here with Uncle Ryano, our show that we do called The Uncle Show, going out over the entire Tribe Nation and 80-something radio stations every week. We're like 83, 84, somewhere around there. And if you've listened to us before, you know what we do. We interview today's biggest independent artists, brightest, and awesome entertainers. We've got one for you today from the Get Joe Records roster. She is originally from Duluth, Minnesota. I'd said I wouldn't say it, but I did. Now that I said I wouldn't say it that way, it's coming out that way every time. Sydney Hansen, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you guys for having me. I'm excited to talk with you guys.
Absolutely. So you already know you're from Duluth. Are you still living in Duluth, or tell us a little bit about you?
Yeah, I've been living in Nashville actually now for about 5 years, but I go back to Duluth every summer and I have a band back home as well that I always link up with in the summer, and we do our usual festivals up in the Duluth and Wisconsin area. And yeah, but I've moved down here and I'm just trying to do the whole Nashville thing, really integrating myself in the industry and as much as I can.
So how long have you been singing or performing or deciding this is what you like?
Yeah, well, I started really young actually when I was 6, and I was just singing everywhere, anytime, anywhere. And my mom picked up on it and she was like, we should just get you into singing lessons. So I started with singing lessons and guitar really young, and I fell in love with it right away. But I really started taking it seriously when I was 14, when I started songwriting, and that's when I knew like I really had a connection with music through lyrics, especially. So that's why I started to take it seriously, and I got connected with Kent Wells down here, Dolly Parton's producer, and he has really taken me under his wing in this industry and shown me lots of things that I need to know to make it down here, and it's been awesome.
I'm not going to say who told me, but someone told me you are definitely going to be somebody to watch. You are going places. And, we talked before we got on camera. You got a bubbly personality. I mean, you seem to be like you got a stage presence. I'm sure you get up there. Do you have like a rock inside of you? I always ask the artist, what is your genre?
Yeah, I would say it's a mix of country and southern rock. I have a lot of influences that are kind of in between. So obviously, Ella Langley, she's a huge person in the industry right now, but also I go back to like Bonnie Raitt, Chris Stapleton. I also really love like Blackberry Smoke, Whiskey Myers. Like I really love that southern rock side to things. So that's what I'm definitely trying to go for. And with Get Joe, we've actually been working on that rebrand, trying to really get my sound refined. So
So, 14-year-old Sydney, who's your inspiration?
at that time, I would say my biggest was probably Stevie Nicks, which it still is a big one,
Legend, holla.
obviously. So
My
yeah.
wife, she's got a Stevie Nicks shirt, and it's like she wore it at least once a week, and I just smile every time I see it because it's like she don't her music does not age. It's
It,
perfect.
timeless. Yeah, exactly.
So you're in Nashville. You're with Get Joe Records. You've got some really cool label mates.
Mhm.
We had Billy Joe Jones on here a while back. I've
Yes.
seen y'all have Darren Morris. I'm trying to get him interviewed on the show.
Yeah.
I've known Darren probably 10 or 11 years. Never got an interview yet. So I mean, I know Get Joe is pushing you guys pretty good. Y'all, there's good promotions.
Yeah.
What is this life like? I mean, is it what 14-year-old Sydney thought?
Yeah. I mean, it's really exactly what I thought. I just knew that I really had to go for it and get down here in Nashville and really be a part of it, because that's the advice I was given. It's hard to do that up in Minnesota. I mean, there's a music scene, but nothing like down here. So yeah, I'm just booked and busy all the time. Really, I'm almost done with my nursing degree. I did that off to the side, basically, as I was just down here. So I'm
I
almost
think I
done with
got a temperature. I'm getting sick, and you.
that.
Well,
You better rub some dirt in it, son, and
Yeah,
walk it
right.
off. That's it. Yeah.
well, I
Yeah, people,
know a couple musicians that are out of Minnesota. I know there's a lot, but Paulette Carlson, who
Yep.
was with Highway 101 back in the day. Man, I loved me some Highway 101. She's from Minnesota, and
yeah.
there's another guy, Prince Rogers Nelson. I don't know if you remember him or not, but Prince was from Minneapolis area too. I want you to be the next big star out of Minnesota.
Me too. Yeah.
Maybe
Oh,
maybe
Wasn't
one day people would be like, man, they be you'll only have one name. You won't have to call yourself Sydney Hansen. It'll just be Sydney.
right.
wasn't wasn't Prince from Minnesota also?
Yeah, that's what I just said. Prince
Well,
Oh,
Rogers
oh,
Prince Rogers
oh.
Nelson is his real name. I
I
figured
got
I'd
you. I
throw that
got you.
out
That's
there
right.
and kind of stump
Yep.
you. And it worked. I stumped you.
Yep. I got stumped.
Stumped the
Yep.
chump. I mean,
Call a
no.
nurse. Yeah.
So you were how close are you from like getting your nursing license?
in the fall, I graduated in the fall, but it's just really been it's crazy to have that kind of double life. People joke in my school that I have like a double life. I'm a singing nurse, and it's kind of funny because really I am booked and busy all the time with between everything, and but it's the best of both worlds. And really I've always put music first, which is the craziest thing because people are so integrated with school, and I'm off doing writers rounds or different shows and just staying busy. So
Well, you know how the double life, you know how that turned out for Hannah Montana. So
right.
maybe it'll get to be big for you. But like you said, you've always got to have something to fall back on.
Yeah.
And so, are you doing music full time? Are you going to be practicing nursing, or are you just going to get the degree and kind of?
I'm just getting the degree really, and my plan after graduating is actually just to hit the music 10 times harder again. So, yeah, that's my plan.
There's something that we should touch on though right here because so many people aspire for one thing. The mountaintop is not your goal. You think it is. It is not. It is the trip. I swear to God. And you will realize that once you've got it behind you and you're standing up on this tiny little top of the rock and everybody else's sole objective is to knock you off.
Yeah.
And it's a lot harder to stay on than it is to climb up. And
Yeah.
the thing is, there is such a power, especially with indie artists the way that they are now. There is such a power if you will maintain a real life revenue because you will also stay connected to real life people with real life things and the tail won't start wagging the dog. There's so many who are manufactured. They are not real or natural. They're in a gilded cage. They might be held up as a prize pony for everyone to idolize, but pound for pound, they can't go toe to toe with you guys who
Yeah.
came up the side of the mountain. They
Yeah.
were just placed there. They don't have it in them for the climb.
Yeah.
And so your stability will make you a better artist, as frustrating as it gets sometimes, because you've got a natural tectonic rub of two lives and two responsibilities and commitments. You have a livelihood and a lovelihood. And
Yeah.
those two things are very important. Well, I was a professional musician forever. That was my sole income. I
Yeah.
will tell you. So there's a lot of stress with that when you're dealing with a make-believe world in show business, not for real business, and things change on a dime. And every contract term that's coming up, you're always wondering if everybody's fixing to get cut or not. So you breathe easy for 6 months, and then the next 6 months you're already trying to pick a place to land if there's a problem. And how can you be truly creative and truly be the best version of yourself when you're only living 6 months at a time?
Absolutely. Yeah, I can totally speak to that. I feel like after I get done with it, even like, and even now, I just know I feel like so free to just go after it and always have that there. And just it really being as like a nurse, like I feel like you just learn so much about other people's lives and you become a better person from it. And I feel like that's been the biggest thing for me is keeping that. So,
When being compassionate too. I mean, and just kind of taking things for what they really are.
Even life experience, like in my songwriting, like I've gotten inspiration from that part of my life. So, yeah.
So do you
You
write
really
all your
would.
music?
I do, yeah. I've had some songs pitched to me, but I pretty much just write everything by myself. So,
Well, I'm going to throw my songwriting book out the door. I was going to send it to you, but you don't want it. So what were you going to say, Ryan?
Well, I wrote with Harlan Howard for years. He was one of my mentors. I'm sure you've heard that name up there in Nashville.
Mhm.
And Harlan, he wrote everything from Patsy Cline. He had cuts from Patsy Cline to Beyonce.
Mhm.
So, I mean, 1,000 cuts. And Harlan, the running joke was Harlan was a millionaire 7 times or something like that. I lost count. I may be telling this wrong. So sorry, Harley. But he was a millionaire from writing music. Then he would get divorced and he'd be broke, and he'd go and he would be a commercial fisherman up in Lake Michigan somewhere. That's a song by itself, probably. And then he was a short order cook somewhere. Then he was a painter somewhere. He took all these odd jobs just to settle down and get away from it. And then he would always come back to it with all this new pile of songs that he wrote while he was reconnected. And I thought that was the craziest thing that I'd ever heard. But it goes to exactly what we were talking about for you, is that keeping that contact with the street. And he kept coming back, and he'd be a millionaire like that again. He'd get married again, and then
And
something will
he
happen, and
never learned his lesson.
he was the most brilliant man in all other things, and his last one was amazing. Melanie, I love Melanie. She's incredible. She's a rock star unto herself, and she still takes care of his catalog up there. But there's a lot of those people that I'd like to introduce you to that are still up there, Sydney,
Yeah.
and they're all around you up there. They're the OG, and they don't get out and about. People come to them. So I would love to make that connection and introduce you to some of the guys. And with Lynn's permission, I'd like for everyone to commingle, because if we could, that's what tribe's about. If we can help you, that's why we exist.
Absolutely. I would love that. Yeah.
You do a lot of gigs around Nashville? Do you go away from Nashville as well, or?
I do. I've done a lot of shows in Nashville. I really am in Minnesota and surrounding states up there, and then there's kind of Nashville. So I'm still waiting to kind of branch out to those festivals, but I'm open to going anywhere really, especially this summer we're looking for shows.
You need to play CMA Fest.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the goal.
Well, you've got a positive attitude, and that is 100%. That is an attribute that is just awesome for you to do. What do you like to do for fun? I mean, you're not going to be on the stage all the time.
Yeah.
You like to do things for fun. What are your hobbies?
Well, I really actually have always loved art. I was always into art classes and everything, so I really love to paint and draw and do all of that as well. And I feel like that's just like my creative side when I get to sit down and just turn my brain off. I either do that or songwrite. So something of the arts always, I feel like I'm doing something like that.
Are you tomboy? Go hunting and fishing, four-wheeler riding?
I mean, I've done all that up in Minnesota. Yeah, I've like the lake life and driving four-wheelers, hunting, fishing, yeah, all that good stuff. So I don't do as much of that down here, but when I go back home, I get to be more outdoorsy.
Do those lakes really freeze like 2 feet deep or
Yeah.
whatever?
Too.
So
I
you
was
could
just
like do we like on ice road truckers? I could get my
yes,
18 wheeler on the lake and it'd be all good.
it would be
Yeah.
all good. I was just back home and we were on our side by side on the lake and it was really fun. So
Imagine how much time you could save if you went, say, from Holland, Michigan to Wisconsin and went across the lake instead of going all the way back around through Chicago. Because I used to do that route a lot. I'm like, dude, wouldn't it just be easier if there was a bridge just going right? It'd save me so much dang time.
it would. You're
Um,
right.
you opened for anybody we may know?
Yeah, my biggest one was John Party. That was a few years ago. It was back in Minnesota, on Bayfront Festival Park stage in Duluth. And yeah, that was an amazing experience. It was a packed show, sold out, and that was my biggest show for sure. I've also opened up for Low Cash and other artists like that. And yeah.
So when you get in front of 50, 30,000, what's the biggest crowd you've been in front of?
I don't even know what the top was, honestly, for that show. I think it was like
15, 20,000?
I think it was like 15, 20. Yeah. Yeah.
What's it feel like?
It feels amazing. Obviously, being 22 years old, it feels crazy that I'm even able to be in that position. Like even on that stage, I was on that stage when I was about 10 years old, but in front of not as many people as that. So just to go from smaller, more intimate crowds to that is just an amazing feeling. There's nothing like it.
See, I'm good on this side of the mic where I'm doing the radio thing and nobody sees me.
Yeah.
I've been invited to like these award shows in Mississippi and Tennessee and things. I don't ever go.
Yeah.
It's Uncle Ryano knows the reason why, but I don't go because it's like I would be freaking out with 1,000, 4,000, 5,000 people in front of me. That's why I was kind of asking you: is it different though, or do you get more energy with a bigger crowd?
I feel like I just turn on a different part of me. Like I'm honestly in real life, I'm just a cool, like I stay pretty calm all the time and just kind of reserved, but when I go on stage it feels like I'm a completely different person. I think really, yeah, it's just that electric feeling of everybody's watching me and I have to put on a show right now. So I kind of flips on a switch for me.
I know a young lady I've been supporting probably 10 years now, and I've watched her grow from little clubs, and she does national anthem at Anaheim Angels games and NASCAR events and motocross and the Arizona Cardinals, and I'm like, what does it feel like when you're in front of 70,000 people in
Yeah,
that stadium and at the football games? She's like, it's a rush. It
it is.
just she's like, but it's over in like a minute, 2 minutes. So she
Yeah,
like enjoy it because
yeah,
it's gonna be gone before you know it. But
yeah,
I want that for you. I want you like it's me and Uncle Rhino. I mean, our main thing is we want you to get to that. I know that the climb up that hill, but
yeah,
that is the ultimate goal. Obviously, get the big contract, be a headliner. I mean, what a
yeah.
few years
Well,
ago, Ella Langley was not Ella Langley a few years ago. What were you going to say, Ryan?
the contract is deceptive. She's in a pretty sweet, powerful position right now. Um, there was a rock band called Abel Kane years ago, and the reason I bring Abel Kane up is they were that was my old band that we were underground, and that we were with Blackberry Smoke, and we were with Shinedown and Fuel and Kid Rock, and
Wow.
opening for those guys, and Low Cash Cowboys was another opener with us on a regular basis. So those guys, the tribe still has connections on back channels to the guys with Low Cash. So I'm saying, since you are still up there kicking it in Nashville, that's where you're at now, and we've got tribe all in Nashville right now. That's that. I wanted to reiterate. There's a lot of the ones that you're referring to. We were there when those houses were built,
Yeah.
and and so there's stuff now. We know what worked, we know what didn't, and so we're going to put you in contact with some of them up there, and because it don't hurt to flirt and make more friends, and that's all we're going to do.
Absolutely. I would love that so much.
You just never know what door will open. It could be a simple phone call, or like you said, a connection can open that door up.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody starts if their big break comes from somewhere.
It comes from somewhere. Hey, I played for a bartender one time, so
There
I
was
played.
nobody there.
There's nobody there. I've played for literally a bartender one time, and you know what? That's like built me as an artist so much because if you come from not a lot, I feel like you can only go up, and I've gotten so many opportunities since then that have been like such a
Did he at
transformation.
least tip you?
I don't even know if no, he didn't tip me. So no tips, no people.
The power of musicians helping musicians is unrivaled. And my model for me personally, and I reckon, because most people know nothing about this amazing human being, but Little Richard, you familiar with Little Richard? Okay.
Yeah.
Your age group, so many of them are not, and it's a travesty because they just pigeonhole him into this guy. Oh, he did some Good Golly Miss Molly and these old 60s
Tutti
and
Frutti.
70s rock. Yeah, and they everybody focused on the parody part of his show. What they didn't understand was he saw talent, and he saw talent that would change the world when no one else would see it. And he had one of his backup singers. He queued them up for a career. That backup singer's name was Otis Redding. Then the next backup singer, he queued him up. His name was James Brown. And
Yeah.
then his lead guitar player for Little Richard, he queued him up, and his name was Jimi Hendrix. And then the other one there was two opening act bands that he grabbed from England, and the first one he queued up and pushed out there were known as the Beatles, and then the second one was the Rolling Stones. And so that's to his point about making people don't even realize. And Little Richard never got a Grammy. He never won one, which was insane because he was the reason that so many other people won Grammys.
Yeah.
And over time, they came back and gave him his flowers, so to speak. But that's the power of musicians helping musicians. And Tribe is really like that because we meet people like you that have a beautiful spirit and a beautiful heart. And you're going to help other people. That's how you pay Tribe back. When they call you and go, hey, so and so needs a hookup. And you're like, hey, I'm on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's how we do.
I feel like it's just who you know and getting connected with everybody. So, yeah.
I'm getting connected to so many people with Rhino and just listening we've only done this 6 times, but I keep learning more things about his whole purpose in this, the mission that we're trying to accomplish here. And I think we're well on the way.
Yeah. I love it.
So are there any regular places that you play in Nashville? Let's say it's a Wednesday night. You know what, dude? It ain't the weekend yet. I'm sick of this. I want to go have a drink and I want to go listen to some good music. Where am I going to see Sydney Hansen?
Well, I play at the local a lot. That's a really good spot that we play writers rounds there, or they have band shows. So I've done both of them, but the local, and then I played at Odie's, which is a newer bar, but that's like the place to be right now. It's really, really a popular one. So those are my main 2 spots, but kind of off of Broadway, I obviously kind of stick to the surrounding areas so I can do my own original music, but I really love those ones.
Have you met John Brennan yet?
I don't think so.
His initial claim, he's a great artist. He's a great writer. He's just a beautiful guy from Kentucky. But he was known for his role in, I think it was season 2. I think that was it, of MTV's The Real World when they came out with it back in the day. And he has a show there in Nashville at 3rd and Lindsley.
Yeah, I've played there before. Yeah.
All right. I want to connect you with him if you would be up for it, because I would like to do that. And Joe Kelly, who has CDX and all that, I'd like to connect you guys. We'll do all that when we get off of the show. But this is just an example of friends making friends, because there's too much good talent, people. Sydney's a perfect example of it. There's not a shortage of talent. It's wasted talent. People who don't dive in and go get it. And that's what Sydney's doing right now.
Grab the bull by the horns and ride it and take it to the top of that hill.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into your media, your social media. You folks can connect with you on Facebook. Where can they get a hold of you?
Sure. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. I do have some music out now, but there will be more coming soon, which I am very proud of. So, but you can find me at Sydney Hansen Official on any of those. So,
You have like a hyperlink that they can go to and click where
yeah,
it has everything?
yeah, I have a link tree that's in my Instagram bio, so that can bring you to everything. I am also working on an EP, which I was actually just in the studio yesterday, and we were just doing the preliminary tracking, and I'm going to track with the band actually tomorrow, so that is really exciting. But I'm gonna do 4 to 5 songs, and that should be coming out spring, summertime. So and that those songs are something else. Like I'm very, very excited to release those because I feel like it's my new sound that we're doing with really that rock element, and I'm really excited to have everyone hear it.
High energy.
High energy, really fun, like blues rock, like everything
I
mixed
love
into
high energy. I mean, I like a good ballad, but if
Mhm.
somebody's going to be like, what kind of music you like to listen to? I like something that is going to grab you from the first sound and it's
Yeah.
going to keep you the entire time period. How long you been with Get Joe?
I signed with them in December, so I'm kind of still fresh with them just before the new year, but we've already been really getting after it in this year and they've been pushing me and it's been great just to have someone backing you finally. It's as an independent artist before it's like you're all on your own and you're doing your own thing, but when you have a group of people finally believing in you and pushing you, it's really been amazing. So,
I've met through the last 11 years so many independent artists, and a lot of them they're like, yeah, you want to make the big money and do all that, but they're like, I really don't want to sign a record to a record label because I want to be able to do my own thing when I want to do it. Are
You
you?
don't always make the big money. That's the thing people don't realize. We had, I had two major label deals myself and I was broke.
yeah.
I was broke.
Mhm.
Two major, I mean, stuff all over the TV. Everybody sees you on the TV and they automatically think you're rich because you're on TV. I mean, all these things. And I was broke. But then when we owned everything, I wasn't on the radio anymore. I wasn't on TV except for when we were opening for a big internationally known headliner. And then you see our commercial. So I wasn't on the TV,
Mhm.
but we kept 100% of the 10, 15,000 CDs that were sold at each live show.
Yeah.
So 100% of that little bit is huge compared to if you sold 2 or 3 million and you still broke.
Absolutely.
I've had
Yeah.
so many. I've had so many people tell me that they did. Even like he hasn't told me this, but like I mean, like Jason Aldean and a lot of those folks, they make most of their money off the merch table. Because
Mm-hmm.
again, everybody gets their percentage. I mean, yeah, he'll make money off of his new song playing a million times a day. Well, he doesn't really make it. Probably the record producer and the songwriters are the ones that make that money.
But the riders would, but the thing is they've been jacking with everybody's royalty rate so much, and then radio initially at one point had gotten so far away from the communities that they served, and they got so far away from the artists that gave them their format. At one point, radio did lose its way. That's not a question. Everybody in it, and the independents that are hanging in there, the killer awesome champions of music that are still hanging in there. We've got to go back to those, like you, Rob. That's when you and I first met, reconnected. I came and made myself known to Rob because I saw what Rob was doing for the indie artists.
Yeah.
And I want to help Rob. I want to help anyone who's helping y'all.
Mhm.
So that's my job. That's my new mission. And
Yeah.
so you're not making money. I mean, if you got enough streams, you can say you made some money, but streaming's junk. The pay rates. Same thing for the airplay now. So the hard sales, the T-shirts, the hats, the CDs, the when people go retro and get the albums on vinyl, That's how people are making their money, and that's how you really support artists. And somebody like Sydney can easily be making a beautiful living,
It's true.
a beautiful living,
Yeah.
and not be killing herself out on the road being because the artists so often when they're in the in between stage where they're super busy, they're in that in between stage, they end up becoming the fuel for the machine.
Yeah.
They're the fuel, and they literally get burned up and chewed up doing 200 dates a year.
Yeah.
Nobody can sustain that.
Yeah, totally. There's definitely a fine line. You see so many people burnt out down here, especially in Nashville, and you gotta keep going. But also, I am getting on that merch, so
I was
that's
fixing to ask you
yeah.
if you have merch available on your website.
We're working on it. It's gonna be launched pretty soon, but
What is
it
what is your website? What is it?
it's Sydney Hansen. I don't. It's not. That's not launched yet either. So that will
I'm
be on an announcement.
I'm looking at it right now. I was going to ask you what it was because I didn't want to switch screens. SydneyHansenMusic.com.
Yeah. Yeah, it just has to be fully updated with all that merch and everything. So,
So you guys go to it and buy her merchandise so she can pay for more music and get her mission and her. I'm trying to get back the screen back. Uh, try to make some more of that magic in Music City. I mean, I've heard so many people tell me you're either going to make it or you're going to break it in Nashville, and unfortunately a lot of times you hear that's where dreams go to die, and I'm like, no, dude. I mean, you
It's
can't
not the
go in there.
town. It's not the town. It's the machine. The
yeah.
machine is broken. But the saving grace is people just like Sydney. Every one of them that comes to town has the same magic, and the magic's in Sydney. It's not in Nashville. And everyone who comes each year who's coming to Nashville bringing that magic, you have a collection of the best on the planet. They are the best on the planet right there. It's not the machine. The machine is got its own dysfunction, but that's where the people are congregating and they're doing what they're doing. The machine has meaning now because of the artists who are coming there every year. It used to be the other way around. It's not anymore.
Yeah.
When you out there on stage, obviously you have people. I want to hear Freebird. Not really Freebird, but what is your Freebird? What is the song they want to hear you play?
Oh God. Well, actually, back to Fleetwood Mac, we do a lot of Rhiannon and different stuff like that. That's like probably my favorite sort of cover that we do. Stuff like that. Or
I would love to hear that. I wish we had more time on here. Do you play guitar or any instrument? Or
Mhm.
man, I wish I'd have known that. I would have told you like have your guitar and play a little Rihanna or a little bit of Stevie for us.
Maybe next time. I would love to come back.
Well, I mean, we have a good time, and I mean, the
Yeah.
interviews we've already been on 40 minutes, and I mean, it's just rolling through it.
Yeah.
We always close off with whatever your latest single is or whatever song you are wanting to push out there. Give us a little backstory on it. Tell us what the song is, and what we'll do is we'll put that in at the end of this interview and make it happen.
Awesome. Yeah, my latest single that I released was called You Are the Whiskey, and I wrote it with Corey Lee Barker down here in Nashville. And my thoughts going into it, I brought him this idea, and I was like, let's just do a little whiskey song about the night after drinking, and maybe you found love, or maybe it was just the whiskey talking, and you're trying to figure it out the next morning, and you're like, I think it was.
Are you a whiskey girl?
I'm a little bit of a whiskey girl, yeah. I'm not afraid to try a little whiskey, so.
Proud of you. Yeah.
We're gonna start doing shots when this interview's
Yeah, right?
over. No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, so that was just an idea that I brought to the table, and we ran with it, and it turned out great. It's just kind of was that perfect radio song. We did a radio tour with it all the way from Minnesota down to Nashville, and it did really well. It has a really nice music video that we did with it, and it's just a fun song. So,
What's the name of it one more time?
You Are the Whiskey.
You Are the Whiskey. It is right here on the Uncle's Show with Uncle Ryano, Uncle Rob, and our special guest, Sydney Hansen. Sydney, thank you so much for joining us, man. This is a delight.
Thank you so much. It was great to be on here.
Here it is. You are the whiskey.
We were two drinks in when our lips first met. And the rush I felt hasn't left me yet. It's all a blur, then again it's not. So the only question that I've got is, was it you or the whiskey? 'Cause boy, since you kissed me, I've been